Okay, Tony, smile. Suit yourself.
What have you got there, Auntie B?
Believe it or not, it's actually a camera, but a very old one. So, what can I do for you today?
Well, I need to find out more about eyes. Can you help?
I sure can. Oh, did you get it? I sure can. This is a model of an eye, but much bigger, so we can take a good look at it.
Hey, it's just like a ball.
Correct! It's actually called an eyeball. I'll just take this bit off here.
What's this bit for?
Oh, that's called the iris, and that's what gives your eyes their colour.
Yours are blue.
Yes, and yours are a kind of a greeny blue. Hey, I think it's time for a brilliant body fact.
Brilliant body fact. Yeah!
What colour are your eyes? Blue? Green? Brown? Well, did you know that more than 10,000 years ago, all humans had brown eyes? And brown is still the most common eye colour in the world.
Brilliant body fact. Yeah!
Right, Cormac, let's take a closer look at your eye with my handy microscope. There's your greeny blue iris.
Oh, yeah. And what's that black circle in the middle for?
Oh, that's called your pupil. It's actually a hole at the front of your eye.
There's a hole in the front of my eye called a pupil. I did not know that.
And the hole changes size. When you're somewhere dark, it gets bigger to let more light in. And when you're somewhere bright, it gets smaller to stop too much light getting in. Believe it or not, your eye works a little bit like my camera. Let me show you. See the little hole at the front of my camera? I can make it bigger or smaller, just like the pupil in your eye. And around the back then, there's a picture of Tony.
Hey, he's upside down.
Yeah, he's supposed to be. That's how this camera works, and it's how your eye works as well. At the back of your eye, there's an upside down version of what you're looking at.
So why don't I see the world upside down?
Because your eye sends a message to your brain, and your brain figures out what you're seeing only the right way up.
Oh.
The Body Brothers!
I was hoping you could spare some time and tell me how our brain works.
Let me think. Aha! Your brain is like a really good puppeteer. Because just like a puppeteer controls a puppet, your brain is controlling you all the time. Like making your eyes blink, making your arms move, everything.
How about juggling?
Especially juggling.
But I don't have any strings like a puppet. So how does my brain control me?
Messages!
Sorry, Auntie B?
Your brain controls you using messages. They're zipping around between your brain and the rest of your body all the time. Stand back there. Catch. Well done you, or I should say, well done your brain.
So what did my brain do there?
When I threw you the ball, your eye sent a message to your brain saying, there's a ball coming. Then your brain sent a message to your hand saying, catch that ball, and you caught it.
I did not know that. Thanks, brain.
Hey, I think it's time for a brilliant body fact.
Brilliant body fact. Yeah!
Did you know messages travel between your brain and your body super fast? Some travel more than 400 kilometers per hour. That's faster than a racing car.
Brilliant body fact. Yeah!
Right, I need to get my hands on a brain.
My brain?
Not yours, Tony's.
Phew.
Now, do I take your glasses off for you? Oh, it isn't there. Now, where did I leave that? Aha! I remember. Yes, here it is. Now, your brain has lots of different parts to help control different things.
So what's this part for?
Oh, that part is in charge of thinking.
And this part?
Helps you move.
And this part?
Ah, that's the part that helps you to remember things.
So that's the part that helped you remember where you left Tony's brain.
Correct.
The Body Runners.
I like the sounds you're making with that drum, Auntie B.
Thanks, Cian. Nice ears, by the way. So what can I do for you?
I need to find out how ears work.
Well, ear is the right place to be because I think I have an ear around here somewhere.
Wow, that is a massive ear.
Yes, and we can take a good look inside because there's a lot more going on in an ear than just the sticky out bit.
Auntie B, these aren't my real ears, you know.
Well, Cian, I'd never have guessed. Anyway, back to our ear down ear. See this hole? That's where the sound goes in. Then it travels up through this tube until it hits this, the eardrum. Then the sound makes the eardrum move.
Wow, I never knew that sound can make things move.
Sprinkles!
Sorry, Auntie B.
I can show you how sound makes an eardrum move by using these sprinkles, my drum, and some loud noises. Sprinkles on the drum, please. Now, let's make some sounds and see what happens.
Hey, the sprinkles are moving.
Correct!
But you're not touching the drum. How is that even happening?
Well, when I bang on this, it makes the air shake, and that's what sound is.
So sound is air shaking.
Yep, there's actually a word for it, vibration. And because we put sprinkles on the drum, we can see the vibration.
So if we make louder sounds, can we make the sprinkles jump even higher?
Let's have a go.
Yes! Yes! Look at them go! Auntie B, what has this got to do with my ears?
Well, inside your ear, when sound reaches your eardrum, it makes it vibrate, just like my drum. And then the eardrum makes these three little bones in your ear vibrate, and then this funny thing here vibrates.
Hey, it looks like a snail.
Yes, but it's full of liquid, and the liquid vibrates too, and that sends a message to your brain, and you hear a sound.
So, sound makes your eardrum vibrate, and that makes the tiny bones vibrate, and that makes the funny snail thing vibrate, and that sends messages to your brain, and that's how you hear things.
Sounds about right to me.
The Body Runners.
Oh, Auntie B!
Well, it serves you right for tickling my nose.
Sorry. Anyway, that's what I wanted to ask you about. Noses.
What do you call a nose without a body?
I don't know. What do you call a nose without a body?
Nobody knows.
Oh!
Did you get it? Okay, like no body, a nose. Anyway, the nose has several very important functions, including...
Holding up your sunglasses? Uh-huh.
Yes, but also...
This?
Yes. No. Actually, that's brilliant. Will you show me how to do that sometime? Air!
What?
One of your nose's most important jobs is to breathe in air, and it takes it in through these clever little fellas here.
Nostrils.
Correct. I think it's time we had a closer look up your nostrils with my microscope.
Wow! Look at all those hairs. I thought only my granddad had a hairy nose.
No, everyone has hairs in their nose, and they do a very important job. Air has tiny bits of dirt and dust in it, and the hairs trap the dirt and dust and stop it going further up your nose.
I did not know that. Thanks, nose hairs.
Right, let's go even further up your nose. With this, my body scanner. Behind your nose, there's a big hole. When you breathe in, the air goes through this hole and gets nice and warm before it goes down into your lungs. This is also where your nose picks up tiny bits of smell. Hey, I think it's time for a brilliant body fact.
Brilliant body fact. Yeah!
Achoo! Oh. Did you know that when you sneeze, most of the sneeze comes out of your mouth and not your nose? And a sneeze can travel at up to 100 kilometers per hour. That's as fast as a car.
Brilliant body fact. Yeah!
That's what I love about Auntie B. She really knows what she's talking about.
Got your nose!
Oh.
The Body Brothers!
Auntie B? Auntie B?
Oh, sorry, Cormac. I was just gargling to see if I could get my tongue clean.
What's wrong with your tongue? Ah, that's very blue. Are you all right?
I'm fine. I was just eating blueberries and they turned my tongue all blue.
But that's actually what I wanted to ask you about.
My blue tongue?
Not quite. I need to know more about my mouth.
My favourite part of the mouth, no matter what colour it is the tongue. Because that's what you use to taste things. Meet Half-Head Henry.
Hi, Half-Head Henry.
And this is his tongue.
Or half his tongue.
Do you see these bumps here? Well, underneath them there are tiny dots called taste buds. Taste buds tell you what you're tasting, and there are 5 different tastes.
What are they?
Close your eyes.
Okay.
Time for a taste test. One of the tastes is saltiness. So, this is something salty. Can you guess what it is?
Ah, popcorn.
This one is sour. What is it?
Ah, lemon. That is sour.
This one is bitter.
Ugh, coffee. I don't really like coffee.
Now for sweet. Open wide.
Mmm, blueberries. Of course.
The last one is umami.
Did you just say my mammy?
No, Cormac, umami. It's a savoury taste, but it's kind of difficult to describe. Now close your eyes again.
Jeez.
That's right. Some cheeses have an umami taste. Hey, I think it's time for a
Brilliant body fact!
Brilliant body fact. Yeah!
Did you know kids have way more taste buds than adults? And the more taste buds you have, the more you can taste, which is why children are often more sensitive to strong flavours like garlic and lemon. Have you ever seen a baby lick a lemon?
Ew! Brilliant body fact. Yeah!
Hey, Cormac, how am I doing?
Still blue, Auntie B.
Ah, well, at least it matches my eyes. More blueberries. Hey, where are they all gone?
Oh, yeah.
The Body Brothers!
I love your marbles, Auntie B.
I know, I could spend the day playing with them. Oh,
I don't suppose you have any time to help me.
with what?
I need to know what blood is made of.
Marvellous things all together. But they're very, very small. Too small to see.
Oh, that's a pity.
Oh, I could show you with my marbles. Get ready to make some pretend blood with this tank of slime and some coloured marbles.
What are they supposed to be, Auntie B?
Red blood cells. And red blood cells' most important job is to carry oxygen around the body.
And our body needs oxygen to make energy, right?
Correct!
Auntie B, is it red blood cells that make blood the colour red?
It sure is. Next, white marbles.
Let me guess. They're gonna be white blood cells.
Correct again.
And what do they do?
White blood cells are like little soldiers swimming around in your blood, getting rid of any nasty little things like germs that can make you sick.
Oh, good job, white blood cells.
Hey, I think it's time for a brilliant body fact.
Brilliant body fact. Yeah!
Did you know some animals, like jellyfish, don't have any blood at all? They can take oxygen into their body through their skin because it's so thin.
Brilliant body fact.
Finally, let's pretend that these blue marbles are cells in your blood called platelets. When you get a cut and start bleeding, platelets help the cut to heal up.
Wow, there's a lot going on in your blood, Auntie B.
There sure is. As a matter of fact, you could say it's marvellous. Do you get it? Marvellous.
Oh, yeah, good one, Auntie B.
The Body Brothers!